Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about something that's done during the pre-production stage of a webtoon, the character sheets. A character sheet is a reference document that can contain a character visual detail, personality, and key traits. Its main function is to keep the character consistent throughout the story, from facial feature, proportion, to expression and outfits. When designing a character, there are two common approaches, starting with the story first or starting with the design first. Just so you know, for my webtoon Hexagon, I plan the story first and then design the character. But for these two, I draw them randomly without thinking any backstory in mind. Back in school, I met a guy who had two cowlicks. Where I'm from, there is a myth that people like that are stubborn, so I thought, hey, I never seen a webtoon character with double cowlick before. And that's how this character was born. For the female character, I wanted her to be a total opposite of Claire. Claire has a dark hair, so she has a light hair. Claire is calm, so she is loud. Claire is introvert, so she is an extrovert. And that's how she was created. The conclusion is, you can design your character in any way that feels comfortable to you. Alright, let's jump straight into creating the character sheet. This character sheet will become your main reference later on. So, it should include a full body view, as well as the front, side, and back view. The problem is, some of you might be saying, but I can draw full bodies, I can draw side view, I'm only good at drawing front view. Don't worry guys, we have got Clip Studio. And once again, I will show you how to make use the 3D model feature as a reference when creating a character sheet. Wait, isn't that racing? Is that even allowed? It is guys, what's not okay is prompting an AI then claiming the artwork as your own. That's just embarrassing. But if you're already good enough and don't need this method, that's okay, no one forcing you. Okay, since we are making a character sheet, let's customize the 3D model first. Click the icon at the bottom to open the setting for height and body shape. You can adjust how tall your character as well as their body mass. This really helps, especially if you have struggled drawing abs later. I want to create a 15-year-old character who is about 170 cm tall and not muscular, and this is what it looks like. And not only that, Clip Studio 3D model can now be drawn directly. This allows you to mark special features on the model, such as scar or tattoos, which is very helpful since you can rotate the camera freely to check every angle. It's super simple, just use brush tool and draw on the 3D model, and make sure you are on the correct layer, the 3D model layer. Don't forget, if you want to save it so you don't have to redraw on the 3D model again, simply choose the Register as Body Shape Material option at the bottom. Rename the file and select the save location, so that it's easier to find. Now, you can reuse your own custom 3D model specifically made for your character. Not only full body 3D models, but Clip Studio also provide 3D head models too that you can customize to create different variations of your character face. Just open the setting icon and go to head model section. Here, you can adjust the frequency of the available head model templates, making the face look more masculine, feminine, cartoonish, or even chibi. If you go to the facial feature tab, you can customize your character face in much more detail, from the eyes, nose, mouth to the jaw and the eyebrow. You can adjust anything to match the face shape you want. Don't forget to rotate the camera to check how it looks from different angles as well. After you finish adjusting the face shape on the 3D head model, don't forget to save it as material like before, so you don't have to repeat the same step again. Once the head model settings are saved, it's time to set up the character sheet layout. I will be placing one full body front view, then bust-up view from front, side, and back, arranged in this way. If you want, you can also create more facial view for your character, for example by adding custom expression. However, what I'm showing you this time is already more than enough. Next, as you can see, the full body view look very stiff and not very pleasing to look at, so let's adjust the pose first to make it look more natural. This is usually the reason why many GSP users doesn't like using 3D model. Posing can feel very difficult, so they end up thinking, I would rather just sketch the pose myself. And honestly, that's totally fine. Clip Studio provides this feature to help you, not to make things more complicated. There are actually many ways to adjust the 3D model pose. The first option is to look for the pose assets in library. Simply download the pose you want and then drag it into your 3D model that's already been in your canvas. The pose will instantly change to match the asset you download. Another option is to use the pose template available in PoseManiac. Simply open the PoseManiac feature, which will launch in your web browser. There, you can search for a pose that fits your need and choose it to open in Clip Studio Paint. Your 3D model pose will change instantly. There is also another method if you have a camera, which is a pose scanner feature. It scans poses by reading the footage from your device camera. I can demonstrate it here because my PC doesn't have a webcam. There is also another feature called image scanner, but I don't recommend that because the accuracy is still quite poor. After all the preparation is done, it's time to execute by drawing your character based on the pose you have set. Since I already have the 3D model as a sketch, I don't need to create a separate sketch and can jump straight into the line art stage. This is what it makes this feature so useful. It's cut down the time spent on sketching. However, if you still feel the need to sketch the hair, clothing, and other details first, that's totally fine. Everyone has a different workflow after all. And you can see it here. I'm creating the line art on a vector layer. If you are wondering why, it's because it's more efficient and the result is cleaner line. Suddenly, I changed my mind and decide to adjust the pose of the right hand so it isn't inside the hand pocket anymore. There is no need to redraw the sketch. I can simply go back to the 3D model and adjust the arm pose. Easy, right? And fast too. Here is a tip for you, especially since we are still in the character sheet phase. A good character design will be recognizable by its silhouette. So, if you are creating a multiple character for your comic, make sure their silhouette are easy to tell apart, whether it's through height, hairstyle, body shape, or even their poses. But you don't need to force yourself to add accessories to give your character a unique trait. Remember, this is for Webtoon, where you will be drawing the same character over and over again. If an accessory only makes things harder for you later, it's better to leave it out. After that, just complete the line art for the front, side, and back view, and then we can move on to the coloring phase. The coloring phase is when you can test how you want to color your webtoon. Not everyone uses the same method. Some artists just apply base color without shading or lighting, while the others using the very detailed coloring with dramatic shading and lighting. Because of that, it's important to decide your webtoon coloring technique from now. If you want a simple coloring style so you can update more consistently, that's perfectly fine. And if you prefer detailed coloring style to focus on quality, that's fine too. For that reason, you can add extra notes to your character sheet about how you plan to handle the coloring. For example, in my case, I don't only color the character in natural lighting, but I also test in different modes. I write down my coloring process, starting from the color palette, the brushes I use, all the way into the layer modes. And this is the final result of the webtoon character sheets. Once again, the main purpose of creating it is to simplify your workflow and maintain the consistency. So feel free to include as much information as you need. Anything that helps you to stay on track while working on your webtoon. That's all for today's video. If you like to see more explanation about webtoon creation process, feel free to check out the video I linked. See you next time. Bye bye.